One moonlit night, the two engines, Jim and Tim, were sitting in their sheds. Mid-Sodor sheds, to be exact. They were talking about the storm that was going to be coming. "Oh, I'm not so sure about this," said Tim. "Don't worry, Tim," said Jim. "Everything will be fine, I promise." "Oh, I hope so." The next day, a huge storm rolled in. Everyone had to stay in their sheds until the next day, where the storm would die down. The engines were worried. It was getting very bad. And soon, the wind had died down. After Louie put the trucks on the incline, he went back to collect them. But what he didn't know was that there were too many trucks up the incline. Wait a minute. There's 10! That's way over the limit. Or maybe 9, I have no idea. Oh no. I better warn the yard manager. I have to tell him right before there's an accident. Yard manager, yard manager. Hello, Louie. I'm going to collect the trucks for you. Tim, no, don't. But it was no use. Tim then shut his eyes. It was a terrible mess. That's what I specifically told you not to do. Hey, calm down, Louie. There's no need to be rude to him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't worry, I'll go and get help. Using all his strength, Jim pulled Tim clear away from the mess. This should teach Tim a thing or two, said Louie to himself. At last, Tim was out of the mess. Thank you, Jim. And you, Louie, are not a stick in the mud at all. No, said Louie, but you were just for a little while. That evening, the thin controller came to see the mess. Oh, Tim, you do look like you're in a mess. But don't worry, Louie. I know you've been a bit rude to these two engines, but don't worry, all that mistakes can be forgiven, though. Oh, thank you, sir. Is it okay? Am I still able to keep my shed? Oh, yes, Louie. You can keep your shed as long as you want. Oh, thank you, sir. And thank you, Louie, for being so kind. And Louie, you get a day off tomorrow. Louie was very pleased. And now Louie happily asleep, thinking of all the children.